I feel even more resolute, even happier about our decision to stay here at this house in this garden after the last video. In fact, we have not even talked about the new house very much. We are just digging back into the house, and I am so excited to get stuck in. And so what I'd like to do today on this very blustery day, hence me being inside, is take you through what I plan on doing in the garden this year. Being that we've just recently decided that we're going to stay here, my planning is pretty much right at the beginning. Normally, I would have spent all winter thinking about what I want to plant, what I want to grow, projects that I need to do. But my mind has been completely switched off of that, anticipating moving to a different house and garden. So it's really like rewind. Okay, what do I need to do? And so I've been taking some notes. I haven't even got to the point where I'm sketching things out. It is basically about deciding what I want to grow, what I want to plant, and what I want to show you as well. Now, this year, I have said that I'm going to be focusing on this idea of creating a cottage garden. I actually have a cottage garden, the style rather, and the entire idea there is to use your space to cram in as many things as possible. Lots of densely planted flowers to minimize weeds and to create something that sings to your soul. Vegetables, fruit, different types of herbs. And so that is definitely going to be the direction. Lots of projects I have planned to show you how to do as well. Now, I've got lots of ideas here in this book, in my notes, and I want to tell you a little bit more specifically about the different growing spaces around the house and what I hope to grow and achieve in those. Both in the last video and in videos before, I have asked, what would you like to see from the channel? What would you like to learn about? And the overriding theme, more recently, but also in times past, is this idea of growing in a much smaller space. And the reality is that the space that I have is much larger than the average person. And so I've decided that this year, I'm going to focus on that area in front of the Polycrub, so the two birdies beds and the area around it, to show exactly what you can do with a much smaller space. So growing fruit and vegetables. And to be fair, 2 beds of that size are perfect for the average family. You can grow so much, even in just one. So that is going to be something that you can look forward to this year. The Polycrub itself has always been this incredible space where I can grow vertically and I can maximize the space for growing heat-loving plants. So the types of crops I can't really grow successfully outdoors here in my Isle of Man garden. And I'm going to be carrying that on this year. And oh my goodness, thank goodness that I have that Polycrub, because the thought that I had of having to build a brand new one, it was very exhausting. It's a lot of work. But I have that space and I have whittled down the types of tomatoes that I'm going to be growing, only the best, including a type called Brandywine Pink, which I have not yet tried, but apparently it is one of the best tasting tomatoes that you can grow or have access to here within the British Isles. And I've got honeycomb that has already been started, black Crim and Nana's Noir, which I have grown the past few years. And then I'll be adding that Brandywine to the mix, and that might be all we really need. And a lot of those plants are already started, or for some of them, I'm planning on buying them in because I was a little bit late with starting some of the seeds. The back corner of our property is where the shed is. There's also the greenhouse. Our deck is back there as well. And the greenhouse was already there when we bought the house. And so that entire area was there. And then we've carried on with building the deck. But we've been really thinking about that space since we've made the decision to stay here. And so this is going to be the last year that that shed is going to be there. And oh my gosh, I was thinking about taking it down 5 years ago when we bought it. It was a wreck then, and we put a lot of work into it. I'll be giving it one last glow up. It's going to have one last summer of being this lovely shed, and then hopefully we can get things in order for a brand new space back there. We want to increase our outdoor living space, and we've got some ideas. I won't jump into it just yet, but expect the shed to be retired permanently at the end of this year. And also the greenhouse will likely move to a different spot. So all very exciting. Be a lot of work, but if it all comes together, it's going to be a great space. A couple of you asked about all of the plants that I was bringing over to the new property, and we brought them back. We brought them back before we even withdrew our offer formally, because we just didn't want that to be an issue. And there was no way I was going to leave all those plants. They were in containers, and I was putting them into the area that was already a little bit of a little garden at the side. And so we just went over early in the morning and went through the gates, got them all, and then took them home. And you know, I had permission to go in and out, and it was fine. So all of those plants are now back at the house, and I have not planted any of them out yet. They're sitting out here in front of the house currently. One thing that has been great about this is that a lot of those plants that I dug up were not necessarily in the best positions. And so I have the opportunity now to plant them in ideal places. And so that's what I'm going to be doing. And so they're going to stay there until I have the final plan, and they're going to go straight back out into the garden. As far as the outdoor, the main garden is concerned, going back to this cottage garden theme, I am going to be introducing even more flowers. There is an area down at the bottom where I have 2 lavender hedges already planted, and I'm so glad that I'm able to keep those. I was really wondering what I should do about them, but yes, I've got 1 row of Hidcote and 1 of Munstead, and there's a big gap down the middle. So that's going to be where I'm going to be growing calendula and transplanting the chamomile. So it's going to be lots and lots of skincare plants right there. And at the bottom, I actually have marshmallow as well. I also have the offer from a local cut flower farm to take on a bunch of seedlings, extra seedlings that they can't plant. And so I'm actually going to be going over there either today or tomorrow to pick those up. So they're going to be cutting flower seedlings, and I'm very grateful for that because I'm late starting seeds, and so these are already established. And so there's going to be a cutting garden area just down below where the globe artichokes are, and lots of flowers around the garden as well. Over the years, I have shared a lot of garden DIY projects, and they have been immensely popular. Some of them having millions of views. Videos like the strawberry palette planter and how to make stepping stones or sea glass stepping stones. And that theme will carry on, because at the heart of what a cottage garden is not just the aesthetics, the types of flowers and crops that you grow, but also that philosophy of making do with what you have, creating a garden on a budget, and also that satisfaction of, hey, I built that, I put the work into that, and look at how beautiful it is. It's just that enrichment of that entire experience of being in the garden. And one of the projects that I have planned, which you will probably see fairly soon, is I'm going to be cutting down an apple tree that has not been producing very many apples, and it's also sick with powdery mildew. I've been trying to sort it out for years without much luck. So it's going to come down, and I'm going to repurpose the branches into a trellis for a boysenberry that I already have, and I've been wondering, where am I going to put it? How am I going to grow it? So that is going to be something that is going to be coming up pretty soon. My garden is a very personal space, and everything in it is a reflection of my ethos and my style and what I like to grow. But I take you along on the trip with me and show you how I'm doing things. But this year, with the Birdie's bed garden in the front of the Polycrub, I think that is going to make it a little bit more realistic for some people, because it might just be a small space that you're working with. And excitingly, it actually brings me back to how I started gardening and how small my space was. I really only had a few containers to start with at my rented property. And then over the years, I built up, always making decisions about the garden more than the house when buying or renting properties. And so I am quite excited about that, because I truly believe that you can grow lots no matter where you are. And the inspiration that I've seen from other people growing on rooftops and balconies, containers, small beds like the Birdie's beds, it is just phenomenal. And it's also, in a way, a lot less work, because you can focus in and hone in on that small space and optimize it. So that is going to be quite exciting this year. I also want to say a huge thank you for all of the really positive, really encouraging comments that I got on the last video. And gosh, it was such a hard decision to back out of buying the new house, but we are so much happier for it. And I'm glad that you are happy as well. And it sounded like a lot of people were very surprised about the entire decision. It wasn't a decision that we were planning on making right now. We have been talking about getting a much larger property, but staying here for 10 years. But like I said, this other property popped up and we took our chances with it. It didn't work out in the end, but we are so happy to stay here. And whether that's going to be for another 5 years, 10 years, however, we are settled with the idea. And I just want to say thank you again. Well, if you haven't seen that video, I'll put it up on the screen, and I will be back in a couple of weeks with another video, probably that garden DIY project that I mentioned earlier. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you then. Bye for now.